Namo Devaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike. Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Caitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirviseshasha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 2, Chapter 9, Text 32. We are about to begin the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, where Sri Krishna is giving the full knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam to Lord Brahma in 4 verses. That's what Chatushloki. Chatur 4 Shloki verses. Yavan aham yatha bhavo yadrupa gunakarmakaha tathaiva tattva vijnanam astute mad anugrahat. All of me, namely my actual eternal form and my transcendental existence, color, qualities, and activities, let all be awakened within you by factual realization out of my causeless mercy. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The secret of success in understanding the intricacies of knowledge of the absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, is the causeless mercy of the Lord. So this is the how we can get the knowledge of God, of Krishna, spiritual knowledge. Because in material world, we are always saying, based on my endeavor, I will do something. I will study hard in my exams and I will get the result. But in spiritual knowledge, we study, we work hard. Yes, we put our efforts, but we are dependent on the mercy of the Lord. That is signified in the Damodar Lila, that we put up effort to the best of ability, but we are always dependent on the mercy of the Lord to reveal Himself. We cannot demand Him that, oh, I put the effort, now you must reveal me. Why? Because He's not our servant. He's totally independent. It's His free will too. Because after all, we left Him and came, We told Him we don't want to have a relationship with you. So when He's pleased with us, then He will reveal Himself. Even in the material world, the father of many sons discloses the secret of his position to the pet sons. The father discloses the confidence unto the son whom he thinks worthy. An important man in the social order can be known by his mercy only. Similarly, One must be very dear to the Lord in order to know the Lord. So if we want to know the Lord, we must try to become dear to Him, have devotion for Him, have love for Him. Then automatically He'll reveal Himself. The Lord is unlimited. No one can know Him completely, but one's advancement in the transcendental loving service of the Lord can make one eligible to know the Lord. Here we can see that the Lord is sufficiently pleased with Brahmaji, and therefore He offers His causeless mercy to him so that Brahmaji may have the factual realization of the Lord by His mercy only. And how do we attract the mercy of the Lord? We attract the mercy of the Lord by following in the footsteps of the pure devotees, by following the instructions of the pure devotees. The devotees know how to please the Lord, so we follow them. And what do the devotees engage us in? Hearing and chanting about Krishna, worshipping the deity. In the Vedas also, it is said that a person cannot know the absolute truth, personality of Godhead simply by dint of mundane education or intellectual gymnastics. One can know the supreme truth if one has unflinching faith in the bona fide spiritual master as well as in the Lord. Such a faithful person, even though illiterate in the mundane sense, can know the Lord automatically by the mercy of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita also, it is said that the Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone, and He keeps Himself concealed from the faithless by His yoga maya potency. So we should have, if we have this unflinching faith in the bona fide spiritual master, in the true guru, in the true representative of Krishna, as well as in Krishna, Krishna is pleased to reveal Himself. Because He knows, oh, this person has faith in me, so I will reveal Himself. Krishna is always fulfilling our desires, what's in our heart. But if we don't have the faith, then He's like, oh, anyway, this person does not want to know me. He doesn't want to take the effort to get to know me, so I will just close myself. And that's what Krishna does. Then it's only the Maya that we can see. To the faithful, the Lord reveals Himself in His form, quality, and pastimes. The Lord is not formless, as wrongly conceived by the impersonalists, but His form is not like one that we have experienced. The Lord discloses His form even to the extent of measurement to His pure devotees. And that is the meaning of Yavan, as explained by Srila Jiva Goswami, the greatest scholar of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna, He has His personal form, Shyam Sundar form, that we are learning from the pure devotees, because Krishna reveals His form to the pure devotees. He does not reveal His form to the impersonalist, because the impersonalists want to know Him as formless. So He lets them think, okay, you think I'm formless, so for you I will be formless. I won't reveal myself. But the pure devotee, he wants to see the Lord. He wants to understand the Lord completely as He truly is. So Krishna reveals Himself. The Lord discloses the transcendental nature of His existence. The mundane wranglers make mundane conceptions of the form of the Lord. It is said in the revealed scriptures, the Lord has no mundane form. Therefore, persons with a poor fund of knowledge conclude that He must be formless. So many people are confused, and some say that Krishna, they use the words, Krishna is born and He dies and His form is material like us. But that is not true. They are making these statements without understanding properly from the pure devotee who actually knows the Lord. And that's why they come to the conclusion that God has no form. They cannot distinguish between the mundane form and the spiritual form. According to them, without a mundane form, one must be formless. This conclusion is also mundane because formlessness is the opposite conception of form. Negation of the mundane conception does not establish a transcendental fact. So it is just a mental speculation, thinking that that Lord has no form. It's just mental speculation. They say that from the light comes the form. How can from light from the electricity comes the bulb. No, from the bulb comes the light, you know. So even in such simple things, we have that experience. So from the form of the Lord, the personal body of the form, comes this light of Brahma Jyoti. In the Brahma Samhita, it is said that the Lord has a transcendental form and that he can utilize any one of his senses for any purpose. For example, he can eat with his eyes and he can see with his leg. In the mundane conception of form, one cannot eat with one's eyes or see with his leg. That is the difference between the mundane body and the spiritual body of Satchid Ananda. So Lord Brahma, he says that in the Brahma Samhita prayers, that Krishna can eat with his eyes. That's how when we are offering the bhoga to the deity, in front of the deity we keep. And he eats by just looking at the food. He is actually eating. It's because we can't eat with our eyes, so we think Krishna can't. So we put a limitation to Krishna based on our limited capacity and capability. But he's God, he's unlimited. He can do it, we can't. And that is the difference, that his body is Satchidananda. A spiritual body is not formless. It is a different type of body of which we cannot conceive with our present mundane senses. Formless, therefore, means devoid of a mundane form or possessing a spiritual body of which the non-devotee can have no conception by the speculative method. So whenever we see in the scriptures, if it's written formless, it means that Krishna does not have a material form. It's not limited by time and space and circumstances like our material body, but he has a Satchidananda form. The Lord discloses to the devotee his unlimited varieties of transcendental bodies, all identical with one another, with different kinds of bodily features. Some of the transcendental bodies of the Lord are blackish, and some of them are whitish. Some of them are reddish, and some are yellowish. Some of them are four-handed, and some of them two-handed. Some of them are like the fish, and some are like the lion. All these different transcendental bodies of the Lord, without any differential category, are disclosed to the devotees of the Lord by the mercy of the Lord. So Krishna has so many expansions. His original form is Shyam Sundar, but he expands. He has unlimited expansions, unlimited incarnations. And the pure devotee, Krishna shows these forms to the devotees. And each of these forms are Satchidananda. So when Krishna comes as the Matsya avatar, that body of the fish which he takes is also Satchidananda. It's an eternal form. It's not material. Or when he comes as Lord Nrsimhadev, that's also Satchidananda form. It's not material. All these different transcendental bodies of the Lord, without any differential category, are disclosed to the devotees of the Lord by the mercy of the Lord. And thus the impersonalist false arguments claiming the formlessness of the Supreme Truth do not appeal to a devotee of the Lord, even though such a devotee may not be very advanced in devotional service. So a devotee knows that Krishna has a form, a personal form, and he has so many incarnations, and all those incarnations are Satchidananda. So he does not like to hear the impersonalist theory that Krishna, that God has no form. The Lord has unlimited numbers of transcendental qualities, and one of them is his affection for his unalloyed devotee. So because Krishna is a person, so he has emotions, he has feelings, he has relationships, same like we. We have our feelings and emotions and relationships. We have our individual personality, our likes and dislikes. So Krishna also has his qualities. And one of his qualities is that he's very, very affectionate to his pure devotees. Why? Because Krishna always reciprocates. The pure devotee has so much affection for the Lord. So the Lord also reciprocates. He's not hard-hearted, you know. He's very kind and loving, like a loving father. In the history of the mundane world, we can appreciate his transcendental qualities. The Lord incarnates himself for the protection of his devotees and for the annihilation of the faithless. His activities are in relationship with his devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam is full of such activities of the Lord in relationship with his devotees, and the non-devotees have no knowledge of such pastimes. So Krishna, he comes time and again, so many expansions, so many incarnations, to have this loving exchange with his devotee, to protect the devotee or to show his personal form to the devotee, to fulfill the desire of the devotee, to have this loving relationship with the devotee. That's why he comes. And we are going to hear about so many of them in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord lifted the Govardhan hill when he was only 7 years old and protected his pure devotees at Vrindavan from the wrath of Indra, who was overflooding the place with rain. Now, this lifting of the Govardhan hill by a 7-year-old boy may be unbelievable for the faithless, but for the devotees, it is absolutely believable. The devotee believes in the almighty potency of the Lord, while the faithless say that the Lord is almighty, but do not believe in it. So a devotee, for him, Krishna can, because devotee knows that Krishna can do anything extraordinary, because Krishna is extraordinary. He is God, he is unlimited. So a devotee believes in these pastimes of the Lord. Whereas a non-devotee, although he might hear it, but he has no faith. He does not believe that Krishna can actually do these things. Such men with a poor fund of knowledge do not know that the Lord is the Lord eternally, and that one cannot become the Lord by meditation for millions of years or by mental speculation for billions of years. So nobody can become God. Krishna is God, and nobody is his competitor. Nobody can become better than him or equal than him. We just have to accept that. No matter how much we try that I'm going to do yoga and meditation, we can never ever become God. Only Krishna is God. The impersonal interpretation of the mundane wranglers is completely refuted in this verse, because it is clearly stated here that the Supreme Lord has his qualities, forms, pastimes, and everything that a person has. All these descriptions of the transcendental nature of the personality of Godhead are factual realizations by the devotee of the Lord. And by the causeless mercy of the Lord, they're revealed to his pure devotee and to no one else. So many people say, why should I believe you, what you're saying about God? Well, we should believe the pure devotees because they have seen the Lord face to face. The Lord has revealed to them. That's how they are able to record it in the scriptures. Lord Brahma is actually seeing the Lord. That's how he's saying the prayers of the Brahma Samhita. And so many pure devotees, there's so many of them. They've written about the Lord. They've seen the Lord. Their pastimes are recorded. Srimad Bhagavatam is all full of the devotees having their relationship with the Lord. So if we want to know the Lord, we hear about him from the pure devotees. Same way, even any material knowledge we want to know, we go to the expert who knows about that subject. We don't go to just somebody who does not know about the subject and believe in him, because that person is going to misguide us because he himself does not know. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. So text 33. Aham eva sam eva gre nanyad yad sad asat param paschad aham yad etacha yo vashishyeta so asmi aham. Brahma, it is I, the personality of Godhead, who was existing before the creation, when there was nothing but myself. Nor was there the material nature, the cause of this creation. That which you see now is also I, the personality of Godhead. And after annihilation, what remains will also be I, the personality of Godhead. So Krishna is saying so clearly to Brahma that I exist before the creation, and then I'm maintaining it. And after this creation is annihilated, I will still exist. So clearly Krishna is saying. We should note very carefully that the personality of Godhead is addressing Lord Brahma and specifying with great emphasis himself, pointing out that it is he, the personality of Godhead, who existed before the creation. It is he only who maintains the creation, and it is he only who remains after the annihilation of the creation. Brahma is also a creation of the Supreme Lord. The impersonalist puts forth the theory of oneness in the sense that Brahma, also being the same principle of I, because he's an emanation from the I, the absolute truth, is identical with the Lord. The principle of I, and that there is nothing, and that there is thus nothing more than the principle of I, as explained in this verse. Accepting the argument of the impersonalist, it is to be admitted that the Lord is the creator I and that Brahma is the created I. Therefore, there is a difference between the two I's, namely the predominator I and the predominated I. Therefore, there are still two I's, even accepting the argument of the impersonalist. But we must note carefully that these two I's are accepted in the Vedic literature, Kathopanishad, in the sense of equality. So the impersonalists, when they hear this word, they say there is only I. So that means Brahma is also God. No, we have to understand the things in the true perspective that Krishna is I, that's why he's speaking about himself, and Brahma is a separate person, and Brahma is created by Krishna. So there are two persons, one is the Lord himself and one is Brahma. They both are individuals. Although Brahma is also Satchidananda in his true, the soul is Satchidananda, not the material body. So in that sense, quality is the same, but the quantity is totally different. Nobody creates Krishna, but we are all created by Krishna. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. So the Kathopanishad says, the creator I and the created I are both accepted in the Vedas as qualitatively one because both of them are nityas and chetanas. But the singular I is the creator I, and the created I's are of plural number because there are many I's like Brahma and those generated by Brahma. It is the simple truth. The father creates or begets a son, and the son also creates many other sons. And all of them may be one as human beings, but at the same time, from the father, the son, and the grandsons are all different. The son cannot take the place of the father, nor can the grandsons. Simultaneously, the father, the son, and the grandson are one and different also. As human beings, they are one, but as relativities, they are different. Therefore, the relativities of the creator and the created, or the predominator and the predominated, have been differentiated in the Vedas by saying that the predominator I is the feeder of the predominated I's. And thus, there is a vast difference between the two principles of I. So now, because the father has son and the son has sons, so the father has so many sons and grandsons, and all of us are human beings. It doesn't mean that the grandson is the father or the son is the father. No, the father is still the father. But just because we are all human beings, we can't say, no, we are not individuals. So same, it doesn't make sense, of that because we are all human beings, so we are not individuals. Each of us is still an individual. The father is the father, the son is the son. So same way, Krishna and we are all Satchidananda, but still Krishna is the creator. He's the one who's maintaining us. We are not creating any planet. We can't even create one seed. We can't. He's the one who's maintaining all of us. He's created this whole material creation the spiritual worlds.
So sorry. So that means Krishna is I, and we are the created I.
Yes,
Correct?
that's
Okay,
right.
so all the jivas,
All
the created eyes.
yes. So Krishna is maintaining not only us in this material world, but he's also maintaining everyone in the spiritual world. So once we go back, it's not that he's maintaining us here only in this human body. But once we go back home, back to Godhead, Krishna will still continue to maintain us over there. He will still continue to provide for us over there. So we can never ever become his competitor. There's no question, although we might want to, but that's just our mental speculation.
So this I has nothing to do with that false ego I.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
False ego,
Just comparing. Yeah.
is that when we are thinking I'm this body.
I and mine, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
When you think that we're the body. Okay.
I'm this body. Yeah.
Right.
In another feature of this, thank you. That's a nice point for you to, to help clarify. In another feature of this verse, no one can deny the personalities of both the Lord and Brahma. Therefore, in the ultimate issue, both the predominator and the predominated are persons. This conclusion refutes the conclusion of the impersonalists that in the ultimate issue, everything is impersonal. This impersonal feature, stressed by the less intelligent impersonal school, is refuted by pointing out that the predominator I is the absolute truth and that he is a person. The predominated I, Brahma, is also a person, but he's not the absolute. For realization of one's self in spiritual psychology, it may be convenient to assume oneself to be the same principle as the absolute truth. But there's always the difference of the predominated and the predominator, as clearly pointed out here in this verse, which is grossly misused by the impersonalists. So, no matter how much word jugglery the impersonalists try to use by saying, oh, there is only one I, that we are God and everyone is God, but it does not have any substance. Why? Because we are not the creators. We are not able to even maintain ourselves, what to speak of another person. So there is always this question that Krishna is always the maintainer. He is always the predominator. That is the fact. So the impersonalists, when they say that you and me, we are all God, it's just a baseless argument. Brahma is factually seeing face to face his predominator Lord, who exists in his transcendental eternal form even after the annihilation of the material creation. The form of the Lord, as seen by Brahma, existed before the creation of Brahma, and the material manifestation with all the ingredients and agents of material creation are also energetic expansions of the Lord. And after the exhibition of the Lord's energy comes to a close, what remains is the same personality of Godhead. So Krishna's form is Satchidananda. It always exists. Always. He just expands into different forms. Krishna expands as Narayan. He expands as the Purusha avatars, the Mahavishnu, Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu. But all these forms are all Satchidananda. All of them always exist. Therefore, the form of the Lord exists in all circumstances of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. The Vedic hymns confirm this fact in the statement, Vasudeva va idam agra asinna brahma na cha shankara eko narayana asinna brahma neshana, etc. Before the creation, there was none except Vasudeva. There was neither Brahma nor Shankar. Only Narayan was there and no one else. neither Brahma nor Ishana. Shripad, I'm not sure who's Ishana. Is it also another name for Lord Shiva? I'm not sure. But anyway, before the creation, there was only Lord Krishna, Lord Vasudev. There was no Lord Brahma, no Lord Shiva, no one was created as yet. Shilpa Shankaracharya also confirms in his comments on the Bhagavad Gita that Narayan, or the personality of Godhead, is transcendental to all creation, but that the whole creation is the product of avyakta. Therefore, the difference between the created and the creator is always there, although both the creator and the created are of the same quality. So Shilpa Shankaracharya, he is the one who started this impersonalist philosophy. The impersonalist philosophy, yes. But he himself also in his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita said that Narayan is separate from this material creation. He's separate. It's not that the living entities and Narayan are one and that they are equal. No, even he is saying that fact. Only thing is that there is equality in the terms of the composition. The quality is the same, that both are Satchidananda. But the followers of Shankaracharya, they themselves do not follow him properly. And they say, oh, God is one, we are one, like that. They themselves are going against nature. You know?
What is avyakta?
Avyakta is the whole product is the product. Avyakta is unmanifested.
Unmanifested.
Yeah. Unmanifested. So everything is, the whole creation is coming from Krishna. Everything is coming from Krishna. Everything. Although we are Satchidananda, he is Satchidananda, but we can never become Krishna. We can never become God. We are always maintained by God. Always, in every position. So many people say, oh, right now, okay, he's creating us, but after we give up the body, then we will become God. No, we can never become God, even over there. How can we forget that we are God then, you know? Doesn't make sense. So the philosophy of the impersonalists, they have so many philosophies, but it's not a logical philosophy. It's so many holes in that philosophy, because they're forgetting the main point, that Krishna is the creator and we are the created. He's the maintainer and we are being maintained by him.
I don't understand still that whole creation is a product of avyakta. What does it exactly mean?
The whole creation, Krishna has created everything.
Yeah, but then it says the whole creation, the product of avyakta, using unmanifested.
वो विष्णु जो दिखाई नहीं दे रहा, अव्यक्त, यानी दिखाई नहीं दे रहा, वो भगवान, वो परमात्मा, उसने ये पूरी सृष्टि बनाया है। पर हमको ऐसे लगता है कि भाई उन्होंने ब्रह्मा जी को वो ड्यूटी दी बनाने के लिए।
ओके।
अव्यक्त यानी जो दिखाई नहीं देता, दिखाई नहीं, यानी वो परमात्मा जो सुपर बिल्कुल विष्णु भगवान है ना, जो नारायण है ना, वो जिन्होंने शरीर नहीं लिया, वो है ही हैं। शरीर ये दूसरे विष्णु रूप में आए। ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश जो हम बोलते हैं ना, तीनों, ये उन नारायण ने इन तीनों को ड्यूटीज दी ये सब करने के लिए, उस अव्यक्त पर्सनालिटी ने।
ओके, थैंक यू आंटी रश्मि। Is that better, Sneha?
Yeah, now better, yeah.
Okay.
Unseen. Okay.
Unseen.
Right, okay.
Okay. So
we'll stop here.
Yes, we'll stop. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shilpa Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hari Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.